Hey, so welcome to the channel. Recently, Audible reached out to us, and if you've watched our channel all, you know we use Audible all the time. It's a huge part of our traveling experience, and they asked if we wanted to collaborate on a video together, and we were totally in for it because we love Audible. And so if you aren't familiar with us, I'm Megan and this is Mike.
Hello.
We're North and South with our 9 kids. We spent a year road tripping around the United States and seeing all sorts of amazing things. And now we're road tripping around Europe and plan on road tripping around the world, really. And so we've learned a few things about keeping our 9 kids happy as well as mom and dad happy in the car. And definitely Audible is one of our tricks, but we have some others. And so we thought if we could compile a list to share with you guys on our secrets to making road tripping with kids totally doable.
Okay.
All right, so first of all, how many miles do you think we have driven in the last year and a half?
Well, I tried to figure it out, and I figured it was around 25,000 miles total, because we went across coast to coast to coast to coast to coast, so it was 5 times back and forth across the country, and then that doesn't even count all the trips, little day trips we took from where we were staying. So
Tons.
lots of miles in the car with lots of kids.
Yeah,
so.
And tomorrow we're going to do another trip, which is
That's true.
That's how it's always going around here. And we actually really love driving. We prefer it. We just think it's a great way to see the places that you're at rather than just arriving and, going straight to your hotel or to your destination.
Right.
So we love driving. So we are also not new to Audible. We've been using Audible services for years, and we originally started using them for our business. We were entrepreneurs. We wanted to always stay in the zone, and so we're using Audible to for self-development books, really.
Right.
Because we were just playing them all the time when we were in the car or at home, just to keep our optimism high and stay in the high intensity zone, I guess is what you could say.
Right.
But as soon as we started, going on longer and longer road trips with our kids, we realized that it would be a really great thing to use for them as well.
So there's a couple reasons why we prefer audiobooks than to any other type of entertainment in the car. One is there's really no fights about it. They quiet. It's amazing. You turn on that book, and it suddenly goes quiet, and there's peace, and everyone's listening. Or not all the kids may be interested in the book, but they're all quiet, and most of them are listening. And that's a lot different than if we have screens or other things where there's potential to fight over it, or just in general, especially if it's just screens that they're looking at. No one feels real great after hours of staring at a screen and watching a movie or something like that. So, but with the audiobooks, there's no side effects. There's no bad side effects at the end.
No, it's so funny. Mike and I will it's like almost like a magic charm we put over the kids. We'll have music on, or we'll just be driving along, and there'll just be so much noise in the car, and then we turn that audiobook on, and it just goes quiet.
Right. Well, and if you've watched any of our videos, if we're in the car, you can always hear an audiobook in the background. Someone's reading something.
Monorails can get you to most areas of the kingdom. When you say monorails, Cole said.
And a lot of you will actually call out what book you heard.
It's
so
fun.
It's kind of fun that way. So, yeah.
All right.
Compare.
And so we actually we've listened to so many books now, and some of them have just been amazing. And so we wanted to kind of pull together a list of maybe our top 3 books for kids. I would say these are good for kids ages 7 to 14 or so.
Yeah.
7 to 14, maybe a little bit older, maybe a little bit younger, but that's really the age range that is listening in our car. And so these are our top 3 favorites from those books. First of all, I'm not even going to include this in the list because I think it should have its own list altogether, is Harry Potter series. We have always dreamed of listening to the Harry Potter audiobooks by Jim Dale. So we were really excited when Harry Potter showed up on Audible because we had an Audible membership, and you just pay a monthly fee, and it's pretty low, and then you get a credit each month. And so we use that credit towards any book we want, and Harry Potter is an expensive audiobook. Yeah. But we just get to use our credit towards it. So that was awesome. And so we were finally able to get those. Those are amazing. I think total it's like 100 hours that you can use it for.
You're on a long road trip.
Oh, yeah. And we were so steeped in that world. It was so fun. We finished it just before we went to Universal Studios to Harry Potter World. So it was amazing. We loved that. So I won't even include that in our top 3, though. All right, so number 3 on our list is The Green Ember, and in fact, the whole series, by S.D. Smith. It follows a clan of rabbits, especially a brother and sister rabbit. We really, really enjoyed those. They're maybe a slight bit scary for the younger ones, but we really liked them. They were, it was well narrated, and the writing was really great. So we love the Green Ember series, and we also love that it's a series that's still going. So there's more books to look forward to. That's kind of fun.
The next one, or number 2 on the list, is Howl's Moving Castle, and that's by Diana Wynne Jones. And it's so good. That's actually, there's also an animated feature by Miyazaki Studio Ghibli out of Japan. And we'd seen that, but then we listened to the book, and it was just, as usual, the book was
so much
way better than the movie. But,
even though the movie was good.
Yeah, but it's it's very imaginative. I don't
unique.
know. It's a very unique children's book. So.
And it was one that Mike and I often were like just as much into it as the kids.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're just happy that the kids are occupied and listening to their book, but with all 3 of these, we were just as into it as the kids. But This one was it's so magical. It's such a cool story, and it's got a female protagonist, which I always love.
Right.
Actually, all 3 of them have female protagonists, so that's pretty
Sweet. Cool. So Howl's Moving Castle.
Okay, number 1 on our list, drum roll please. Thank you, is Peter Nimble and His Fantastic Guys by Jonathan Auxier. This was really, really, really good and totally unexpected. This was a book suggested to us by Audible based on all the other books we listened to, which is pretty cool that they pinned us so well because we loved this book and we'd never heard of it, and we feel like we're the first one telling all of our friends about it. He's a new writer and his stuff is great. We've listened to 2 others of his books. And also, I have to give a shout out to the narrator, Michael Page, on this one because he was so good. Do you remember how great he was?
Yeah, amazing.
Like he brought so much life to the book and so much depth to all the characters. So we loved Peter Nimble and His Fantastic Guys. It is a series, and the second in the series we liked maybe even a little bit more, and that's Sophie Quire and the Last Story Guard, which is the female protagonist. And Peter Nimble shows up again. The story just gets greater and greater, and there's so many unexpected twists and turns. It's not at all... when you listen to a lot of kids' books, you think like, oh, here we go again. I've heard this plot before, but it's totally unique and magical, and the characters act like real people. You feel like the kids actually act like kids. We love that.
Yeah, yeah.
So we gave you our top 3 choices there. So here's the cool part. Because we're collaborating with Audible, you can go to www.audible, that's audible.com/Norp, and that's KNORPP, and you can get any of these books for free. In fact, you can really get any book and a month-long subscription to Audible for free. And here's something that's cool.
So you get 1 book for free.
Yeah. Sorry, any one of these books you can choose for free, and then you get that month-long subscription to try it out for a month and see how you like it. Also, something else that's cool about being an Audible member, if you got Peter Nimble and you didn't like it, you thought like, well, the Norps don't know what they're talking about, I didn't enjoy it at all, or it was too scary for your kids or something like that, you can actually return it and exchange it for another book. So that's pretty dang cool too.
Also, something cool about Audible, which we didn't realize, I think, when we first started, but when you buy the book, you own the book. So it'll always be in your library, always available. It doesn't always have to be downloaded to your device. It can just be sitting in your library in the cloud. You download it when you need it, but it's always yours moving forward. So that's cool, because we've gone back and listened to some books again.
Oh, totally. So. We have. And we will listen to Harry Potter again before we go to London. Okay, so audiobooks from Audible. We love it. That's our first tip for how to be successful on road trips. So the number 2 thing that we do, and you've probably seen this if you've watched our videos, is we are not afraid to stop en route, en route to the next place. It's really easy to get overly anxious about making good time and getting to the next stop.
I used to hate stopping. I still kind of do, but
you put up with it. Why?
Because everyone's a lot happier when you do that. Just that little bit of a break goes a long way in the end. So.
Yeah, so what we mean is not just like stopping and going to the bathroom, that's obvious, but when we're at the rest stops, and we love rest stops, so that's our top pick for where to stop, because they always usually have a grassy area or trees or sometimes even play equipment, and we will move around. We'll have races, we'll play games, we'll just like calisthenics with the kids, like jumping jacks and push-ups and wrestling. We do like to do things like that to move our body, give ourselves a break, get ourselves excited to get back in the car. That's like a huge part of a success. It also is pretty happy. We get to be out and making happy memories on the drive. I think it eases the tension so that nobody feels too stressed. And it also gets a lot of people at those rest stops to stare at us.
Which is always good. All right, another thing that we discovered while really on the RV trip was having a lunch or packing a lunch, because eating out at fast food and all that stuff got old, it got expensive, and it just doesn't make everyone feel very good when you do that. So packing lunch, it's great because you can stop anywhere for that. Again, stop at a rest stop, use the picnic tables. It's usually healthier, cheaper, and I think it's just less stress on everybody. So,
yeah. I think it makes it feel kind of like a fun event because you're having a picnic. And I remember the day we were on a trip and we stopped and ate our own packed lunch, which it felt like a hassle to pack, but I remember I said to you, like, we just all feel better.
Yeah.
Because, like, it actually didn't, like, punch a bunch of gross chemicals into your body.
Yeah. Go figure.
Okay, another thing that if you've been watching our channel, you know that this is a big part of our success is that we have a seating chart for our van. Because every time we got in the van, even if it wasn't for a road trip, people were arguing about their seats. And it got so incredibly old. And so we decided, hey, we've got a chore chart. Why don't we have a seating chart? And so Mike put it together. No, I put it together. Oh, good job, me.
Well, I put the actual rotation together.
Yeah, that's right.
You put the visual of
that's
it together.
That's right. We used our skills, our skill set here.
Maybe we should show that.
Yeah. Go get it, Mike. So yes, we keep it in the car. It is right here. So we keep it right here. We keep it right behind my seat. But most of the kids have it memorized now.
Yeah, they know.
But they each have a different day of the week where they sit so that it's fair. And also they, for some reason with kids, we've noticed they don't argue with charts. Like if I just decided where they sit, they'd be like, no, but when it's a chart, I'm like, yeah, it says what the chart says. And nobody argues.
Yeah, it's not me, it's a chart.
Yeah, it's so true. So we love this, and we recommend that you have it. It's going to make your life a lot less painful.
Well, and if it rotates by the day of the week, everybody gets a chance to sit in every seat, depending on the day. So no one can say, oh, he always gets to sit in front.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they don't, because we've got it worked out.
That's right. Talk to the chart.
Okay, last one, because
Number 5.
For most people, when you're driving in the car, motion sickness can be an issue. And again, if you've watched our channel, you've seen this. But peppermint essential oil is a big deal for us. We're always pulling it out when someone's not feeling so great, and she's in the back. Because Mom and I, we're up front, so we don't feel it as much. But the kids do. Just a couple drops on the hands and smell that, or put it on their forehead. And it really does help take down that motion sickness. So that's a big deal for us, because it seems like just yesterday.
Yeah. I don't think a drive goes by that's more than an hour where we aren't passing that around the car.
Especially here in Europe, where these roads, there's no such thing as a straight road here, unless you're on the freeway. Otherwise, it's like this. So.
Yeah. So peppermint oil, awesome. Okay. So those are our 5 tips for how to be successful on a road trip. There's lots of other little things that we do, and I bet that you have some actually really great tips. So if you do, put them down in the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you guys always have lots of great tips. And I'm sure there's things we're not thinking of, but those are the 5 that really stand out to us and that we've learned along the way. So don't forget, if you want to go get your free Audible, go to www.audible.com/KNORPP. Audible.com/NORP. And you can get that free membership with that free book.
It'll be in the description below. Did we say that already?
No,
Okay.
it'll be down in the description below. We'll also have a list of our favorite books down there in case you missed them. And anything else?
I think we covered it.
Yeah. So we love you guys. We hope that, I know that a lot of you have said that we inspired you to travel with your kids. And I want that to keep happening. We love traveling with our kids. It's very exciting for us to be able to bring them to these places and see the way that their minds are opened and the way that it adds to their imagination and to their understanding of the world. So take the kids with you and get out there and see the world. Bye.
Bye. See ya.